Hey, this is Canon Vickery. Here's a little note to prove I'm not talking over anybody else's video. Not that it matters, I'm not smart enough to do that. Just kidding. Alright, anyways, so moving on. I'm gonna be doing activity 1.6, creating a new forest. So for here, you're gonna want your server 1 running, but we're gonna be doing mostly everything on our server 2. So log in as administrator, and from here in our server manager, and it opens when you first start up the computer, we're gonna go to manage, and we're gonna go to remove roles and features. So from here, we're just gonna go next, and in our server selection, we'll just accept the default. And then from here, we want to clear our Active Directory domain services. So we'll hit that, and then we'll click remove features. So now it should say that we first have to demote it first. Yeah, it's gonna start so we need to let it finish removing, and then we'll need to demote it. Yep, here. So we need to demote this domain controller. Now here in our credential windows, we want to enter the enterprise administer credentials. So once this is done, we'll hit the change. So just give it a second there, it's done, so we'll hit change. 412 dom 1 slash administrator password is password 01. Hit enter, we'll give it some time. Hit enter or OK, both works. Here we are. Now we want to hit our last domain in the controller. Last domain controller in the domain, and then we'll hit next, and then we want to proceed with removal, and then hit next. Then our removal option window, we want to click remove this DNS zone, and then hit next. Then in our password, the book, it said to set it up with password 02. I didn't. I kept everything password 01 just for this, in case I didn't remember what the book said. I'd always know it was just password 01. But in a real world situation, you don't want to do this because it's not secure at all to have all your passwords the same or that simple. You're gonna want something that actually protects your system, and so, for the sake of testing it out and for practicing, keep it simple because it's, yeah. But anyways, so it's our password. Next. So in our review option, we want to click demote. Whammy. There we get started. Now we need to wait for it to finish, and then our server will restart. In the event that this doesn't work, hopefully it won't happen. That won't happen, but if we start from the beginning, we'll just start from the beginning, and we'll click the force removal of this domain controller checkbox in the credentials window. But we'll see. Give us some time to see what it decides what it wants to do. Hopefully it's not going to be an issue. For the sake of a shorter video, I'm going to go ahead and pause it while it... Oh, just kidding. No pausing is going to be happening, because it's actually displaying some information. This here, I wonder if weird, it's not working. Oh, an error occurred. Operation failed. Close. Manage. Remove roles features before you begin. Active Directory domain services. Remove features. Demote. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it while I do this. Just because I already went through it. This is the button here that we're gonna click. So. Alright, so I'm back. We'll go back in. As you see, we're no longer logging in on the domain because we just removed it. So now we'll give it some time to boot back up, and then we're gonna promote it back to a domain controller, and then we're gonna set it up with excuse me. We're gonna add a new forest on it. So we need to wait for our server manager to pop up. Which normally doesn't take too long. I'm also doing something a little bit different with my servers this term. Last term I had them all running on 2 gigs. That's just how I set them up, and this term I upgraded my PC a little bit, so I have I put them all at 4. So I'm gonna hopefully it as long as I don't have all the servers running at once. And even then, actually, it still might be good, but it might just should hopefully run a little bit faster. But anyways, server manager's up now. So from here, we want to go hit our flag. Oh, excuse me, it wants another second. Promote to a domain controller. And then from here, we need to give it another second. Let it finish it up. And then from once this is done, we're gonna want to add a new forest. We just need to give it some time. There it is. So add a new forest, and our root domain name is going to be 412 forest 2 dot local 412 forest 2 dot local, and then we'll go next. And now we'll give it some time to considering setting up this new forest. And then once it's done, all we need to do is just finish up the remaining steps in the wizard. Set up our password. But yeah, we'll go ahead and I think normally at this point I pretty much would just turn off the recording. But because it's a school video, video for class, I need to show all of it. But the rest of it's pretty self-explanatory. Let's fill in the blank and click next. So it's finishing, still loading. I have to wait for it to finish loading before I can enter in the passwords. There we go. I'm going to keep the passwords all the same. Oh, hey, I think, there we go. Sorry about that. Dad's in the background. From here, I don't think I can do anything with the DNS here, so it won't let me. I want to leave it with the same name, the name that it makes here. But again, it just needs some time to start it up. And it's just trying to, build this entire thing. There we go. 412 Force 2. Name it gives it. Like I know in some cases, if it's a domain, it'll call it like DOM1 or DOM2. And it'll just, yep. It's usually pretty important to get that. As our path, we'll leave it all the same. We'll leave it the standard, the basic. View options. You want to make sure you go through this and everything's set to how you want it. Name of the BIOS, the function level, Windows server level, global catalog, where the folders are, and all that. So next, now it's going to view the prerequisites, make sure it's okay to go. And sometimes it'll have these things here of stuff that it needs to install. But I think it'll have a green check mark up somewhere here in this area, saying that it passed. We'll give it a little bit of time to finish. While I wait, I started reading a new book. It was actually for a different class, Zero Day. It's actually pretty interesting. It's called. Let me grab it real quick. It's called Countdown to Zero Day by Kim Zetter. Launch of the world's first digital weapon. It's pretty interesting. There's a lot of cool things in it. A lot of new ways to think about things. So, recommend it if you're looking for a book. Yep. Alright, so you see here, all prerequisites, checks, pass successfully, click install. Hit the install button. It'll go through, once it's done installing, it'll restart, and we'll log on and verify the installation. This is gonna take it probably half a minute to a minute. I'll go ahead and stop it just for the sake of a shorter video. Pause the video, Alright, so I'm back. I'm going to try and keep this under 12 minutes, so I have like 10 seconds. Verifying installation, server 2, local server. You can see our domain. It's now switched from DOM1 to 412.4.2. There's more things you need to check it, but that's a major thing, like that it has been changed. But yeah, anyways, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Goodbye.